Welcome, everybody, to our Ayurveda talk. We are once again going to talk about another Vata symptom that shows up in the fall and winter. I'm Marie. I'm an Ayurvedic health practitioner, and we are going to talk today about dry skin. So typically with dry skin, the way that most people deal with it is they only focus on the outside. And actually, do you know that you can get a little bit of relief by applying on the outside as long as it is natural herbs and oils? If you are applying store-bought type of lotions and oils, you may be getting lots of crud absorbing into your skin. So remember, when you put something on your skin, that is going to absorb because your skin is your largest organ. So we need to be really, really careful about what we are applying onto our skin. So in Ayurveda, they really recognize the fact that if you are only focused on external application of oil for dry skin, you will actually exhaust and fatigue the sebaceous glands. So the glands that secrete the natural oils. Your body is secreting natural oils every day onto the skin, and that works as a way to moisturize. It also acts as protection. When we move into climates or we go places in the world where we are dealing with drier, colder temperatures, and there's a lot of things that can cause dry skin. So we'll talk about like wind can cause dry skin. Extreme heat can cause dry skin. Cold, all right? So there's a lot harsh weather that can all cause dry skin. So there's a lot of like dehydration can cause dry skin. So there's a lot of causes, but we want to look at what Ayurveda says about how to deal with dry skin. I'm telling you right now, you have to start applying internal hydration, and we'll talk about how to do that. So dry skin has, like I said, several causes. It's due to lack of oil that is being secreted in the sebaceous glands. And also, if you are a constitution, like more of a Vata body type means that the main elements that are dominating your particular constitution is ether and air. So let's say that is mostly your body type. Then you may not sweat very much. So if you don't sweat as much, then that could also contribute to dry skin. In many countries where people sweat a lot, they actually rub the sweat back in as a way to lubricate their tissues. So that is one thing that definitely happens. So if you're not sweating at all, if you're getting exposure to excess heat, so too much dry sauna or just heat in general, too much exposure to the sun, sharp pitta. So if you have high pitta, that can cause it. High pitta, remember, that's too much heat, internal heat. Also too much vata, too much ether and air. Remember, vata is like the wind. It's like the wind. External causes to dry skin, I will just reiterate that. That's the sun, the wind, hot, dry air, excess washing. We are all kind of guilty of that here in the West. We wash ourselves too much. So we are washing off our natural oils and causing more dry skin. So if you can kind of go not every day taking a shower or a bath, it actually is healthier for your skin, for your hair as well. So too much washing, excessive use of soap and dishwashing soap. So in Ayurveda, we will say we do the daily abhyanga, right? The daily oil in the morning. And we'll say, go to the shower, wash off, but you do not wash off the oil like by washing it off with soap. You just let the water wash over you. We are only using soap for our private areas. That's it. Maybe armpits. That's it. And you have to be really careful with soap because you can actually cause an infection. If you're female, you can cause a vaginal infection from soap. So you have to be careful. It dries us out. It literally creates a pH imbalance. So you have to be careful with soap. All right. Now, like I said, if you're just moisturizing on the outside, it's not enough. And in fact, it can actually fatigue your sebaceous glands. It can exhaust them. So we want to start focusing on doing some internal oleation. So what does that mean? Oh, you guys are going to be so excited about this. It means that we need to do an oil enema. Okay. They're called a Basti, B-A-S-T-I, a Basti. They are so great. Now, when you do an oil enema, you want to do a water enema too, or evacuate your bowels first, and then you do an enema. If you are very, very dehydrated, you're suffering from extreme dry skin, you're going to want to do, according to Ayurveda, you're going to want to do a Basti, an oil enema every single day for a week. And then after that, you will go every other day. Then after that, every third day. And then on the fourth week, you could just do it once a week. So it is a fantastic treatment, easy to do. You're just going to use like a bladder. I buy it off of the internet. I just buy, it looks like an IV bag, and I just use that. I hang it up. I fill up my oil. Now, depending upon your constitution, it's just going to depend upon which oil that you use. If you are more Vata, you're going to do sesame oil, or I like to use ashwagandha or ashwagandha bala. But your oil base is sesame. If you are more Pitta, you're going to either do sunflower or coconut oil. If you are Kapha, you're going to do corn oil. Make sure it's natural corn oil, okay? Not like what you get from the store. Did you know that most of the vegetable oils or corn oils that are just sold, that they're not even made from corn oil? It's not the real deal. So make sure you're getting the real deal. So with the oil enema, you do a cleansing first. You do an enema that cleanses you, or you evacuate your bowels first naturally. And then once you're clean, about an hour after you've done that evacuation, then you could do the Basti. Okay? So you're trying to hold it in as long as you can. There's a whole method. You lay on your left side, not your right. There's a whole method to how to do a Basti. And I usually tell everybody, come in. I will help you. I will assist you. You are going to insert it yourself. I'll show you how to do it. You're completely covered. So there's privacy in it. But I can help you the first time. The first time I had it done, I got assistance because I wasn't quite sure what I was doing. But once you do it, you're like, oh, I could do this. And then you hold the oil in as long as you can, about 5 to 10 minutes. And we're doing that because we're trying to get the colon to absorb as much of that oil as possible. So the absorption for our body in general, for nutrients, even from our food, it takes place in the colon. So we want to help the colon absorb that enema, the oil enema. It gets absorbed into the system, and then it starts lubricating the skin. Okay. Now, if it's your face that is having an issue, so you have dry skin, they actually recommend getting cherries, real cherries, and you create a cherry mask and you put it on your skin at night. You just leave it on for about 15 minutes and then you rinse it off, and it will really, really help your skin be hydrated, right? So you don't have to put all this stuff that we buy from the store hoping and praying that what they say is correct. But these are Ayurveda ways of dealing with it. And remember, Ayurveda has been around thousands of years. So they're tried and true. So you give it a try. If you're not sure about the oil enema and how to do it, reach out to me. I am here to support you guys. I want to support you and give you as much information as you can for dealing with this dry Vata time of year, winter, fall, winter is Vata season. So we want to continue to deal with all of the Vata symptoms that might be popping up, and dry skin is definitely one of them. Okay, you guys, well, reach out to me if you have any questions.